Question 1, what is the law? If I had to have you give me some words that would describe the law of God, what might those words be? Something like accusing, convicting, exposing, shutting one up, commanding. Those would be some words we could use when we're thinking about the law. To do, to obey, to condemn. That's what the law does. For both law and gospel, let me just give you 3 different quotes from 3 people that are important in church history. One is by Edward Fisher, and he wrote The Marrow of Modern Divinity. You ought to get that book. If you don't want to read that book, you can read kind of a summary of the topics. Sinclair Ferguson wrote a book called The Whole Christ. It will help you with this law-gospel distinction. Edward Fisher said, "The law says thou art a sinner and shall be damned." That's really the function of the law. Second quote is by Luther. "Everything that proclaims something about our sin and God's wrath is the proclamation of the law." So Edward Fisher, Martin Luther, and then a man named Caspar Olevianus. And he said this: "The law is what it is we are and are not to do, namely, obey God perfectly, both inwardly and outwardly. He also promises eternal life on the condition that I keep the law perfectly my whole life long. On the other hand, he threatens eternal damnation if I do not keep every provision of the law my whole life long, but violate it in one or more of its parts." In other words, the Bible teaches in Deuteronomy 27 and Galatians chapter 3, "Cursed is everyone who does not continue in the things which are written in the book of the law," and then there's the reminder in the verse to do them. The law requires a perfect obedience, a perpetual obedience, an entire obedience, an exact obedience. The way I would teach probably my kids about the law's a driving force and what it expects and demands would be with the acronym PEEP, PEEP. We have those, of course, those marshmallow treats during Easter time, of course, that you'll see at the store. But if you just use that acronym, it is personal, entire, exact, perpetual obedience. That is what the law requires. And we'll talk about where we get the law and how it's in our conscience, and then it's external as well, given to us in the form of New Testament law and other things, and we'll get to that next episode.